Okay, good morning. This is America's teacher, Casey Noland, and I'm continuing on our series on Congress. All right, this video could either be called the Great Compromise or it could be called the Virginia Plan versus the New Jersey Plan. So, when they were forming this government, they said about 11 years in, right? So, during the Revolutionary War, they didn't have this government. So, the 13 colonies had to get together and form a government. I told you under the Articles of Confederation that they made the national government weak on purpose. So, the second time around with the Constitution that we have now, and you'll have to watch my other video to understand that a little bit more, there's a little piece of land they carved out between Virginia and Maryland on the Potomac River. Now, obviously, the large states wanted representation by population. So Virginia wanted to go by population. Small state like Rhode Island wanted to go by statehood. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to use a modern example. I'm going to use California. So here's California today. Okay? In 2018, it had 39 million people. So it was allotted 53 representatives in the House. Now, don't forget, the House and the Senate make laws. So we send representatives back to make laws. So the Great Compromise was the founders were trying to decide, are we going to have a unicameral or bicameral? And that's why I did the video on unicameral. So the U.S. population right now is 327 million, and obviously it's changed. So back then it was like 20, 30 million or whatever in the whole country, maybe less. So sorry, don't quote me on that because I'm not exactly sure. But they capped permanently in the 1900s, fast forward 200 years, to 435 because the Capitol building was just couldn't hold any more people. So, So the Great Compromise was that they decided the Virginia Plan wanted a House. The New Jersey Plan wanted a Senate, and it would be based on statehood. So they came up with this Great Compromise. I'll go into this more later, but 435 members in the House, 100 members in the Senate, 2 per state. This one's based on population. Now, today, they represent 1 for every 752,183 people that you have. So California is the largest, so it gets 53 reps because it has 39 million people. That's why some states could actually be gaining in population but lose representation in the House because they may not be growing as fast as other states. That's why a state like Oregon might have 3 or 4 reps in the House, maybe 5. California has its 52. Okay, so the Senate's based on statehood. We'll talk about this more later, but you have to be 30 years old, 9 years a citizen, a resident of the state you represent. It's a 6-year term. The House, 25 years old, 7 years consecutive as Senate. That's why that thing with Obama and his birth certificate was so big. They want people that were either born here or lived here consecutively that just didn't show up off the boat to representatives because of loyalty issues. And they worried more about that back then, especially with England. Okay, so to wrap it up, all this bicameral, Great Compromise, Virginia Plan, and look at your notes. I'm posting notes on the website that you can use. Virginia Plan, New Jersey Plan, they're all related to, if these guys are going to go back and make our laws, how do we pick representatives and how many does our state get? And you begin to see, if you study this, that whole balance of power between the power of the state versus the power of the national government. Okay, thank you. It's been a good session. Great to have you here, and we'll see you next time. Be sure and go to the website at mkcnolan.com and leave some comments. You can also see us at YouTube at Miles Noland channel. I'm trying to get that changed to America's Teacher channel. Okay, talk to you later.